Listen, I f***ing Katt hard. Wait, D-Ray, just tell me what part of the game fucks up another paper. Tiffany Haddish is lifting something heavy, and as clumsy as she is, why would you say that? Because all of us are trying to be in a better situation. And hurt people, but I'm a hurt person. They never hurt people.
So it looks like Dave Chappelle isn't exactly thrilled that Katt Williams started sharing his thoughts all over podcasts and interviews, and he's straight up calling out Katt, giving him a piece of his mind for talking smack about black artists. Dave didn't hold back, accusing Katt of being disrespectful towards black artists, and he kinda hinted that Katt was being racist towards his own people. Y'all, it looks like there's some major drama brewing between these two men, because y'all know that Dave does not throw accusations lightly. So if he's calling out Katt, y'all know there's gotta be some major tea in there. So let's break this drama down. Are these two about to start feuding?
Part of the game is this. He does it all the time. This one and that one and this one. But anything that you did wrong. Katt was talking about that did the other, but not about anything that niggas did to him.
So Katt Williams is starting to face a lot of backlash from the industry for spilling tea on black celebs and speaking badly on them. And it looks like this is only the beginning, because more and more people are starting to speak on him, kind of slam him for some of the things that he's been saying about black celebs. Well, Katt has been saying a whole lot of things about a whole lot of celebs for years, but the things he recently said during his Club Shay Shay interview really sealed the deal and hit home and had people gagged because of how hard he laid into these celebrities. Now, one of the comedian celebs he spoke about was Cedric the Entertainer, and he called Cedric out for being a thief. Understandably furious over this because he took to social media to blast Katt, but interestingly, he didn't outrightly deny stealing jokes like Katt accused him of doing. He slammed Katt, saying, "Revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Katt's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims as his. I've been in over 40 movies. My specials and brands speak volumes about who I am. The people I've put on include Katt in the Hat at the Gibson Amphitheater, and all that tough talk is corny as if I'm a grown man, and none of that stuff gonna go like you think. You do you, and I got this over here." All those words and not a single denial of the things that he was accused of by Katt. That's a little bit sus, right? But he wasn't the only comedian that Katt came for, because he also had some words for Rickey Smiley. He came for Rickey, claiming that Rickey had no versatility and was an actor who keeps playing the same role over and over again in all the movies that he's exposed Rickey Smiley for lying about the roles that he and Katt played in the movie Friday After Next. In an earlier interview on Club Shay Shay, Rickey Smiley claimed that in the movie he was supposed to play Katt's role of Money Mike, and Katt was supposed to play his role as Robert Santa. However, Katt dismissed this as a pile of BS and claimed that well, the next thing we knew, Rickey had a breakdown on Instagram Live when he was making his cup of morning coffee, and people assumed that Katt's words had really hit home for him. Well, fans found it a little bit weird that he would cry over Katt's insult, because the insults weren't even as bad as some of the other things folks were saying. But why was Rickey crying over it all? Well, it came out to reveal that the real reason he was crying was that the anniversary of his son's passing was coming up soon, and he was just in his feelings.
You see that video? Please know and understand. I had just played Jonathan McReynolds' God is Good. I got up, walked out of the studio to make coffee, and the song was in my head, and it triggered me all the way back to when I found out what had happened to Brandon. Decided to take a video and said, Rickey Smiley crying because of what's being said by him by another comedian. And that ain't the sad part. The sad part is, the other sad part is that people actually believe it.
Because he came for like half the comedians in the industry and called them out for being frauds who didn't deserve the fame and success that they had gotten from the industry. One of the first people he called out was Mr. Steve Harvey. And honestly, this shouldn't be surprising because Katt and Steve have had beef for more than 10 years. And I know y'all remember that messy beef they had when Katt dissed Steve at the New Year's Eve comedy show in Detroit back in 2008.
Please give it up for Steve Harvey one time. Give it up for Steve Harvey. He's an excellent comedian. One of the finest we've ever had. But he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is some other shit. I don't know why he came out here with all this money y'all spent on them motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 goddamn minutes. That nigga should have talked about me the way I've been to talk about his man.
Oh, y'all didn't see that? Well, Katt is clearly not over that show, claiming that he annihilated Steve so hard during that show that Steve was forced to retire from doing stand-up comedy. Yeah, he also slammed Steve for stealing jokes from other comedians and lying about being broke when he was just starting out in comedy. He even claimed that Steve used to attend his shows just to steal his jokes and later passed them off as his. Steve calling him a fraud who had faked his way to the top of his career. He also claimed that he, Katt Williams, was the king of comedy and not Steve. Katt then went in on Kevin Hart, and listen, he had a whole lot to say about Mr. Kevin Hart. But that's not all, because Katt also claimed that he was not the only comedian that Steve stole from, because he also stole from Mark Curry. According to him, not only did Steve steal Mark's jokes, but he also stole Mark's movie idea and pitched it to producers. Katt called out because he then slammed Kevin Hart, claiming that Kevin is an industry plant who has been faking his way through the industry and lying about how successful he is and that he is nowhere near as successful as he likes. He also claimed that whenever he would turn down the roles or ask producers to take out the emasculating parts of the scripts, then they would take the script over to Kevin Hart, who was usually more than happy to take the gig, even with the emasculating. Point out that Kevin has little to no professional boundaries and has been lowering his moral standards for a long time, like the time he finally gave in and wore a dress on SNL, even after he swore that he was never going to wear a dress. Oh, Kevin was looking so silly. Well, just like Steve, Katt's beef with Kevin goes way back a long time because he and Kevin have been at odds for a while. Well, Katt even decided to be super petty about it because he went as far as to team up with Kevin's ex-wife Tori to do a comedy tour, and the streets are saying that they are going to be spilling all the tea and clowning Kevin. He even had some words for Mr. Diddy and claimed that Diddy tried to make him his boy toy. When he refused, Diddy offered him $50 million for a one. He is a boy, Diddy. Well, like I said before, this isn't the first time that Katt has spilled tea, because that's kind of his thing. He has been known for years to spill tea, but for obvious reasons, this didn't sit well with the comedians in his class, and they tried to expose and slam him for speaking on it, like Kevin Hart, who called him a clown. But it looks like he managed to piss off more people than we know, and Dave Chappelle is one of those people, because Dave just checked Katt for going too far for dragging black artists and telling them that he went too far. But the weird thing is, just like Katt, Dave Chappelle is also known for being a truth teller in the industry and speaking on the parts of the industry that we really don't get to see or know about. So if he's slamming Katt for speaking on celebs, y'all know that he thinks Katt went too far. According to reports, Dave went on a rant against Katt in his recent show. Now, Dave usually has a strict no phones policy at his shows, but several sources confirmed that he had a lot to say about Katt. He said, "Now what part of the game is this? He eat the ninjas. He didn't say anything about these white boys. None of these white boys function like that. Katt is one of the best painters in the game. So why are you drawing ugly pictures of us? Stop. Hurt people, but I'm a hurt person that never hurt people. And he does it all the time." He also called Katt out for being a hypocrite, pointing out how Katt is more than happy to point out mistakes in other people while ignoring his own faults. He said, "He didn't do nothing wrong. Katt didn't do nothing wrong. Katt was talking about ish that ninjas did to other guys, but not about anything that others did to him. He also said, if I told my story, it would break your heart. I lost everything and never even told on anybody. And he is acting like the arbiter of truth. Katt, listen, I F with Katt hard. But D-Ray, tell me, what part of the game F's up another ninja's paper? What part of the game is about telling on another ninja? Yeah, looks like we're about to see a beef between these two men, but fans are not here for Dave's comments, and they've been slamming him, saying Dave needs to have a seat on this one. He already said he was mad because Katt outshined his special. Katt said what he said, period. Sounds like Dave is just feeling some kind of way now that all the shine was on Katt. Shaking my head. Katt only came after those that lied on him. And he was responding. Where was Dave when Kevin Hart said that he gave up his career for Anyways, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Are you team Dave or are you team Katt? This new feud is crazy, but I need you to drop your thoughts in comments below.